Okay, so there are 6 days till deer season. So we have 6 targets today. I'll start it off by shooting a moving target with a broadhead, and this is my hunting setup. So this is the first shot of the day. Hopefully I can pull it off, and then we're gonna go from there. All right, away we go. And we got it. So today's video I want to talk about, just essentially why everybody gets into traditional archery. For me, you should know, in the end, I'm all about hunting. The reason I practice so much is I want to go out and kill efficiently. I don't really care about paper targets on the weekends. I'll go compete and stuff like that. But when all is said and done, I want to make a clean shot when I'm hunting. Well, let's get that woodchuck. I'll talk as I go. So when I was a kid, the reason I started shooting traditional archery, period, was because of the movie Robin Hood with Errol Flynn, and Howard Hill is shooting in that. It fascinated me right off the bat. So that's why I took up archery. But when I was around 12, there was a show on Saturday mornings called Tread Barta the Hard Way. And like I said, I was 12 years old. Really impressionable, as every boy is at that age. But what the show was doing things the hard way. The man shot a longbow because it was a difficult way to take animals. The man thrived on crawling through the woods the last 20 yards to sneak up on an animal. He did things the hard way, and it meant everything to him to do things the hard way. And that rubbed off on me, and that's the reason I shoot the longbow. Is not because it's easy. I don't want to try to find tricks and ways to make it easier. I shoot it because it's hard, and I enjoy it. The next thing you should know about me was, like I said, in the end, I'm hunting with this bow, so I need to practice. But I was an animal control officer for 20 years. That was my career. That's what I wanted to do when I was a kid. I love animals. They meant the world to me when I was a kid. And, I don't want to injure an animal. The reason I took up hunting maybe back in the past was because the doctor told my wife and I that we need to stop eating meat from the grocery store, and we should either become like vegetarians or take up hunting. So I did the research on how much healthier wild meat is, and so I took up hunting. But the last thing I want to do is hurt an animal. So we'll get the balloon on that headless deer. And the third thing you should know about me, in terms of my hunting and why I'm so stubborn and, just like the cranky, grumpy old man with the bow, is, I think I'm 27 years sober. There's no better teacher than rock bottom, and I've been there. Fortunately, it's coming up on 28 years ago, but most recovering alcoholics that I know not only can really focus on certain things because they're talented at getting drinks and stuff like that, but regardless, when they do quit drinking, they become heavy fishermen or hunters, or whatever they do, they're going to do it hardcore. So you should know that about me. So those are the 3 things that you should know about me, and that's why I hunt traditional archery the way that I do. And remember that traditional archery is open for interpretation. I know people that think unless you're up in a tree with a loincloth and a self bow that you made yourself, shooting with cat gut, and arrows that you made and stone broadheads that you chiseled, that's the only true traditional archers. Okay, I guess I'm a non-traditional archer, but we all do it for different reasons. I shoot carbon arrows. Some people don't like that. But in the end, I'm all about accuracy. I want to kill that animal most efficiently. I'm certainly not going to take a shot on a running deer like you just saw with my broadhead, but I can. It's something I practiced. So the only thing I can say is, luck smiles on the prepared. So you always want to be prepared. And, there's going to be a moment out there where a deer walks in front of me. And hopefully I will be prepared. All right. With that, we'll get the raccoon aim small. Six days.